A lot of people hate getting a visa. They hate going to an embassy, starting the procedure locally, the uncertainty whether they're going to think that you're an intending migrant, give you or not give you the visa, the Schengen visa. It's been a lot of people, especially from South Asia, frequently and routinely these days get rejected for the visa. Westerners hate the visa. So forth. In this video, I'm going to discuss a EU permit, an EU permit that you can obtain in 15 days approximately, and you don't have to get a visa to enter and obtain the residency permit. You can enter the Schengen zone visa free, and then you can obtain this permit. Now, before we start, I have a quick favor to ask you. I would really appreciate if you could please check your subscription. It helps me bring you this content. It really helps me bring any breaking news on time so you're updated on all the changes. It helps boost this channel. It helps us grow. I'll be really thankful if you could check and turn on your subscription. Now, let's deep dive into permit. Now, if you need the visa, applying for it by yourself is a completely different story. Having the right kind of guidance and assistance to quickly obtaining the visa, using that to enter the country, and then obviously converting that into the residency, we support both procedures. So if you need assistance with not just the residency, but if you need a visa, that can be taken care of by our attorney. They obviously provide both services as a package. And then besides that, if you don't need a visa, if you have a passport or an option to enter the Schengen zone without the visa, then literally in 15 days, you will have, or you could have, your EU permit inside. Now, why is an EU permit needed? A lot of people need a flexible, no physical presence, zero residency EU permit. So they have the permit. Obviously, they can use it in the specific country they've gotten it for. But more importantly, they would want this permit to move across, have the freedom of movement across any of those 28 EU nations. So let's say you want to live in Germany for a bit, or you want to move to France for a bit, or any other EU country. You have the golden ticket. You have the golden permit that's flexible and that does not break the bank. Obviously, this option is not Portugal, because Portugal might break the bank for a few people. Although Portugal does not really cost you anything eventually, you're going to get back 100% of what you have held. 325K, you deposit it in the hospitality fund, you get that back. But that's Portugal. We are not discussing that. Here, my intention is to discuss a EU permit that is lightning fast, 15 days, that is flexible, no physical presence needed, and you can obviously then use that to move around the EU nations. Now, this permit is the cheapest permit. Again, the cheapest. Cost is really important to a lot of people. They want something at the lowest possible cost. So, of course, that is the third important consideration here. And the permit is from the country of Latvia. Now, Latvia does have a golden visa, right? So the cost for this is 10,000 euros, and that is the state fee. Now, of course, the attorney is going to charge some fees, but that's separate, that those are internal costs. But the state fee, the external cost that you're paying to the government, is 10,000 euros. The investment component that is always controlled by you or retained by you eventually is 50,000 euros. Now, you have two options. If you want to keep the money with you, then we have to form a company, right? We set up the company in Latvia. It's going to be a Latvian company, business formation, which most people know what it is, and you deposit the 50,000 in that company. The major drawback of this situation is that then your business really needs to run from Latvia. You got to earn some income, and more importantly, you got to pay a certain amount of minimum taxes to the government. And if you're not looking to pay a certain amount of taxes, you don't want to have the burden or the headache of paying that much to the government in taxes per year, then the easiest solution and the faster and the most convenient and the most popular solution is that you deposit the 50,000 euros with a Latvian company. And we have 5 to 6 different companies that fit this classification. It cannot be top of the top. It cannot be the rock bottom. It has to be a certain middle ground. And this company would then obviously remit whatever taxes they usually remit, and that's why they qualify. They need to have a certain minimum and maximum number of employees working for them, and that's where this middle ground becomes important. If you sign up a contract for 5 years, which you should consider anyways, because you want to have the golden visa for that long, right? You want to have this residency for that long. The company will pay you interest per year. The interest rate really varies from which company we are talking about, but let's just make a hypothetical. It's not aggressive. It's not like 10%. It's usually 2 and 2.5% in that range. So let's say you get that much income each year. It does not hurt to have some supplemental side passive income. It pays for some of the other costs that are associated, like attorney fees and all of those kind of things. And then after 5 years, you can always have the choice to withdraw your funds. And if you don't want a 2%, you have complete control over withdrawing your 50,000 euros if you don't need this visa. So this is how, at the lowest possible amount, you can strike a EU golden visa. 50K is a low amount, but that's an investment you're going to get back eventually. So that's the big plus point. Now, when it comes to citizenship, I still feel Portugal is the best option to obtain citizenship. It's worth it if you're looking for nationality. But let's say you have a strong passport, or you don't need the EU nationality. Eventually, you want a lifelong golden visa that you can keep renewing. Then the Latvia golden visa checks all the boxes for a lot of people. And as I said, we provide 100% support for the Latvia golden visa, company formation or setting up with an existing company, making sure you understand all the legal agreements, you're safeguarded, you're protected, obviously remitting the 10K euros to the state and getting you the EU golden visa in approximately 15 days. It could be slightly less, it could be slightly more, but roughly on an average in 15 days, getting you that EU golden visa. And as I said, any point in time you're interested in starting this option, it's always best to start it as soon as possible. You want to be grandfathered into this, always click the link, book a call. We can have a discussion and get you started with this or the Portugal option. If you're looking for a citizenship from Portugal, then that's a good option. We can get you started on either or. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up and catch you in the next one.